Hello fams, good day and welcome back to our YouTube channel Diary TV. Of course, you know for sure I remain your humble host, Divine Favor A. Woggle. Today we're diving into a story that's got an African football world buzzing, a moment of raw honesty from one legend about another. Now picture this, Yaya Toure, the Ivorian midfield maestro, sitting down with Nigerians' own John Obi Mikel in Mike's Obi One podcast. What unfolds is the revelation that's reignited a decade-old debate about the 2013 African Player of the Year award. Toure's words, "You deserved it, Obi, to be honest." That's right, 12 years after Toure claimed the prestigious CAF award, he's saying Mikel should have taken it home. Why did he say this? How did it shake up fans in Nigeria and Ivory Coast? And what does this tell us about Mikel's legacy? Buckle up because we're breaking it all down in this deep dive. If you love African football, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get into it. Yes, up next, we bring you reasons Yaya Toure believe Mikel Obi deserved the 2013 award. Now let's set the stage. It's 2013 and African football is at a crossroads. The CAF African Player of the Year award is the continent's biggest individual honor, voted on by nations, team, coaches, and technical directors. Yaya Toure, fresh off another dominant season with Manchester City, is a favorite. But John Obi Mikel, the heartbeat of Nigerian Super Eagles, is making a strong case. Fast forward to April 2025 and Toure's a guest on Mikel's podcast. When the topic of 2013 comes up, Toure doesn't hold back. He says, "You deserved it. Obi, to be honest, Nigeria won the AFCON and you were instrumental in that. The season was perfect, you were key." These aren't just kind words, they are not to Mikel's monumental year. So what made Mikel's 2013 so special? First, it was the AGP in Nigeria's African Cup of Nations triumph in South Africa. The Super Eagles hadn't won AFCON in 19 years and Mikel, at just 26, was their midfield general. He controlled games, broke up attacks, and even outshone Toure when Nigeria knocked out Ivory Coast in the quarterfinals. That's right, Mikel's tactical discipline shut down Toure's attacking flair in a 2-1 victory, but it wasn't just AFCON. At Chelsea, Mikel was a rock under Rafael Benitez, helping the Blues win the UEFA Europa League. He also played a key role in Nigeria qualifying for the 2014 World Cup, the first African nation to do so. Toure himself admitted Mikel's Premier League campaign was perfect, highlighting his consistency against world-class midfielders like Xavi, Iniesta, and Pirlo in club and international matches. Do I agree with Toure's assessment? Absolutely. Mikel's 2013 was a masterclass in team-oriented football. While Toure was a goal-scoring box-to-box dynamo, Mikel's impact was about sacrifice, anchoring midfields, enabling attackers, and winning silverware. The CAF award often rewards flashy stake, but Mikel's intangibles were unmatched. Toure's honesty here is a rare admission that substance sometimes triumphs style. The impact of Toure's comments on Nigeria, Ivory Coast, and beyond. Now, Toure's comments didn't just spark a podcast moment, they lit up the football community. In Nigeria, it was vindication. For years, fans has cried foul over Mikel's 2013 snub. Social media erupted with posts like, "Finally, justice for Mike," and "Yaya is re-won for this." Outlets like Post Sports, Nigerian Soccernet NG, ran headlines celebrating Toure's humility, with fans hailing Mikel as a robbed legend. This wasn't just about one award. Nigeria has a proud football history. Think Rashidi Yekini, JJ Okocha, and Wakwa Kanu, but no Nigeria had won the CAF award since Kanu in 1999. Mikel's 2013 loss felt like another chapter in a frustrating drought. Toure's words reopened old wounds but also brought closure, cementing Mikel's legacy as a national hero. In Ivory Coast, the reaction was more layered. Toure is a national icon, one of only 2 players alongside Samuel Eto'o to win the CAF award 4 times. His admission could have been seen as diminishing his own achievement, but Ivorian fans largely respected his candor. Boston X praised Toure's class, with one user writing, "Yaya shows African unity matters more than trophies." Beyond the 2 nations, Toure's comments sparked a broader conversation about CAF's voting process. Mikel revealed on the podcast that he had been told and he had won the award before the Lagos ceremony, only to see Toure announced. Toure denied being tipped off himself, but the discrepancy fueled speculations about politics in African football. Outlets like Vanguard News and Modern Ghana have long criticized CAF for linguistic and regional basis, and this moment reignited those debates. Toure also touched on the big issue, African football unity. He said, "If we don't show up, who will support? Europeans back their own events, and we as Africans need to do the same." Now, this plea for solidarity resonated across the continent, reminding fans that celebrating African stars, whether Nigerian, Ivorian, or otherwise, elevates the game for everyone. Yes, who won the 2013 award, and how did Mikel compare? Now let's get to the heart of the controversy. Yaya Toure won the 2013 CAF African Player of the Year award, beating Mikel and Ivorian teammate Didier Drogba. It was Toure's third consecutive win, a feat only matched by Eto'o's and Abedi Bale. But how did their 2013 performances stack up? Toure was a force of nature at Manchester City. He scored 13 goals in 26 appearances, including screamers in the Premier League and Champions League. His versatility playing as a box-to-box midfielder, occasional centre-back or even striker made him a global star. He was the only African on FIFA's 2013 Ballon d'Or shortlist, a testament to his individual brilliance. Toure also helped Ivory Coast qualify, of course, for the 2014 World Cup, scoring 4 goals in 6 qualifiers. But here's the catch. Toure ended 2013 trophyless. Manchester City won only the Community Shield, a minor honor, and Ivory Coast crashed out of AFCON early. Compare that to Mikel, who lifted the AFCON trophy, the Europe League, and of course played a pivotal role in Nigerian's World Cup qualification. Mikel starts wearing as gaudy. He wasn't a goal scorer, but his influence was undeniable. At Chelsea, he was Jose Mourinho's trusted anchor, third in his high-stakes matches despite fierce competition from Frank Lampard and Ramirez. The debate comes down to philosophy. Those flares and stat dazzle voters who often prioritize individuals' highlights. Mikel's game was about enabling, of course, enabling others. Victor Moses, Emmanuel Menike, and Oscar all three because of his work rate. Vanguard News argued in 2014 that Mikel completely stole the show against Toure in the AFCON clash, and many fans believe them owners should have tipped the scales on the team lately. Toure's win wasn't undeserved, it was phenomenal, but Mikel's case was stronger when you factor in silverware and national team impact. The fact that Toure himself agrees speaks volume. Toure's comments weren't just about a word, they were a love letter to Mikel's career. He called Mikel instrumental and praised his perfect 2013, but there's a tone that stands out. There is no rivalry here, only respect. Toure, as a 4-time CAF winner, could have deflected or downplayed the debate. Instead, he uplifted the pair, saying, if it was me or him, it could have been fine. This speaks to the relationship Toure and Mikel were rivals on the pitch. Think Nigeria versus Ivory Coast in AFCON 2013 or Manchester City versus Chelsea in the Premier League, but off the field, they share a bond as African trailblazers, but defying stereotypes about African players, proving they could dominate Europe toughness. Of course, leagues. Toure's box-to-box dynamism and Mikel's defensive mastery were different but complementary styles of excellence. Toure's praise also highlights Mikel's ability. Mikel wasn't a highlight reel player, but he was a coach dream. At Chelsea, he won the Champions League, Premier League, Europa League, and 4 FA Cups across 11 years. For Nigeria, he ended with 9 caps, an AFCON title, and an Olympic bronze. Toure, who faced Mikel multiple times, knew firsthand how tough it was to bypass him. As Sportration noted, Toure's admission cements Mikel's legacy as one of African football great. Their mutual respect, of course, a broader truth. African football thrives when its terrorists uplift each other. Toure's humility and Mikel's graciousness on the podcast shows why they are not just champions, but role models. But John Obi Mikel underappreciated. In my view, absolutely, and here's why. Mikel's role as a defensive midfielder means he rarely got the spotlight. Striker like Drogba or wingers like Moses Drogba grabbed airlines, but Mikel was the engine. At Chelsea, he sacrificed attacking instincts to shield the backline, enabling stars like Eden Hazard to shine. As Vanguard News put it in 2014, Mikel maintained his place as the prime choice under 6 managers, a feat few can claim. But Nigerian Mikel was the leader. His AFCON 2013 performances were world-class, yet he never won a CAF award. Unlike predecessors like Kanu or Yakini, the CAF voting system often swayed by goals and glamour. Undervalued players like Mikel, who prioritized team success even globally, defensive midfielders like Claude Makekele or N'Golo Kante rarely get the dues, and Mikel fit that mold. That said, Mikel wasn't without recognition. He's a Chelsea legend, adored by fans, and Nigerians faithful knowing his worth. But compared to players like Toure or Eto'o, his contributions were overshadowed. Toure's 2025 comments are a step towards righting that wrong, reminding us that Mikel's legacy deserves more flowers. Well, and there you have it, folks. Yaya Toure's heartfelt admission has rewritten the narratives around Mikel Obi and the 2013 CAF Award. From Mikel's stellar year to Toure's call for African unity, this story is about more than football. It's about respect, legacy, and truth. What do you think? Was Mikel robbed in 2013? Is he Nigerian's most underappreciated star? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's keep the conversation going. If you enjoyed this deep dive, of course, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell for more African football stories. Share this video with your fellow football lovers. And until next time, keep celebrating the beautiful game, and don't forget, we remain, of course, Diary TV. Peace out.